Okay, good day. So I'll be the reporter for today. My topic is test selection and analysis. So in psychological testing, isa sa pinaka-importante is to know the different types of tests, correct? But isa din sa kailangan nating malaman or essential for this course is to understand which test is needed in specific scenario or specific condition at kung ano yung tinatawag nating perfect fit test dun sa needed answer to your referral question. So let us begin. So to understand what is test selection, let us first define what is a test. So test refers to instruments that gather data. So in psychological testing, psychological tests are tools that gather evaluation and appraisal to a person's ability, cognitive functioning, knowledge, or skills. So alam na natin pag sinabing test, it's either pag yung naranasan natin na tayo ay student, nung tayo sa elementary, yung parang true or false, multiple choice. Most of it, meron siyang tinatawag tayong scores. So yung scores na yun, so scores are determined by the correctness or quality of test takers' responses. Okay, pag-usapan muna natin yung test. Ang test kasi, so we have the different kinds of tests na pag-usapan natin from the former meetings. Then, yun naman sa psychological test, it's important to define that a test is psychological test because it measured what we call the psychological construct. So, meron tayong mga tinatawag na mga psychological traits na dun sa psychological test lang nagkakaroon ng valid measurement or tinatawag nating reliable data. Pag kasi ginamit lang natin yung term na test, it's very general. But in our course, kailangan natin maintindihan na psychological test yung focus natin. So, going on, dun sa scores naman, scores, diba, sabi ko na correctness or quality of test takers' responses. But in psychological testing, meron din tayong mga ibang test na mapag-usapan natin which is the objective, yung merong right or wrong, and meron din matila tayo ng non-cognitive or projective na walang right or wrong answers. So, let's move on. So, sa test selection essentials, meron tayong tatlong pag-uusapan. The test selection issues, test utility in different fields, tapos yung selection of tests. So, test selection issues. Meron tayong 4 questions dito. Number 1, what information is needed? Number 2, how the data will be used? Number 3, what tools to use? Then number 4, what are the advantages and disadvantages? Sa number 1, what information is needed? So, in test selection, kailangan nating masagot muna itong number 1 na to. So, kailangan ba natin malaman yung family history niya, yung family background niya, yung kanya bang medical records? Kailangan ba natin malaman yung tinatawag nating memory span niya? Kailangan ba natin malaman yung cognitive or yung kanyang intelligence? So, doon sa mga kailangan yung makuha na results, masaselect mo na kagad yung different tests na kailangan mo. Then, gusto mo ba personality lang? Gusto mo ba ay traits? Pwede din naman gusto mo lang is yung visual motor or psychomotor skills niya. So, what information is needed? So, number 2, how the data will be used. So, okay, pag-select ng test, ano bang gagawin mo dun sa results mo? Dun sa data mo? Ito ba ay gagamitin mo for selection, yung tinatawag natin sa industrial, or ito ba ay tinatawag nating career assessment para sa school and counseling, o ito naman kaya ay gagamitin natin sa forensic para sa legal matters. So, how the data will be used. So, number 3, what tools to use? Okay, what tools to use? So, doon habang tinatanong natin what information is needed, how the data will be used, ito naman, i-specify na natin, okay, kailangan ko ba talaga ay cognitive test, non-cognitive test, objective test, or projective test. So, na-filter down or na-narrow down mo na yung mga test na dapat na kailangan mo. Then number 4, what are the advantages and disadvantages? Okay, sabi nga nun, there is no perfect test that lahat ng aspect, psychological aspect ay sakop. So, meron din naman tinatawag tayong mga loopholes or mga kakulangan. So, therefore, we can use the battery of tests. So, pwede mo pagsamahin yung dalawang test. For example, is you are very confident in using MMPI for the personality. Tapos gusto mo din malaman kung magaling ba talaga siya or yung intelligence, so you are going to use WAIS. So you can use two or more battery of tests para mapunan yung advantages and disadvantages ng given instrument or assessment tools. So okay, let's move on. So test selection, ito, kailangan natin tandaan, test selection aids in which tool is needed to answer the referral question. So, in test selection, parang in a nutshell, ito lang dapat tatandaan natin, ano ba ang gustong malaman dun sa referral question? For example is, ito bang client natin ay may problema sa school? So ititingnan natin, meron ba siyang problema sa kanyang linguistics, sa kanyang language, sa kanyang verbal capabilities, o baka sadyang merong organic brain damage na. So magagamit natin yung different tests in order to determine or to answer the referral question. So nandito, decision-making through psychological testing, meron tayong 5 settings. So, education, employment, clinical, forensic, and counseling. So, isa-isahin natin yan. So, in industrial setting, so sa selection of tests, so kung ano yung tinatawag nating demand sa position or tinatawag nating promotion sa industrial, pwede nating magkaroon ng selection of tests kung ano bang kailangan natin. For example, selection of employees through possible decision opportunities. Kailangan na bang i-promote itong staff ko to manager? So, kung kailangan ko nang i-promote, so kailangan nating pag-testing siya ng manager tests. O kaya naman, kailangan ko ng bagong staff. So, therefore, kailangan ko ng recruitment and kailangan ko din ng mga test in order to determine kung fit ba yung mga applicants ko dun sa job na yon or sa job description ko. That is industrial setting. So, educational setting naman, it helps establishing a base rate data. It is also used for evaluating knowledge and abilities. So pag sinabi ng base rate data sa educational setting, dito natin malalaman sino ba dito yung mga nag-excel, sino ba dito yung mga na-leftover, may tinatawag natin nahuhuli, yung hindi gaano kabilis yung kanilang learning capabilities. So meron tayong base rate data. Magagamit din natin yung iba't ibang selection of tests sa tinatawag nating item discrepancy, tapos yung tinatawag natin difficulty. So for example, ang age group mo ay mga bata. So in the selection of tests, syempre ibibigay mong battery of tests ay yung pambata. So sa common sense naman. So it is also used for evaluating knowledge and abilities. So napag-usapan nga natin on the former reports na meron tayong aptitude, achievement test, tinatawag nating dito sa ALSAT. So makikita natin yung selection of test dun sa base rate data or depende kung ano yung hinihingi ng school in the meantime. Kailangan ko ba ng sino ba magagaling sa students ko? Sino ba yung mga leftover? Sino kaya yung kailangan ng special attention? So, that's educational setting. Going on to clinical setting, it can provide information about diagnostic accuracy and population frequency. It also allows possible treatment plans. So, sa selection of tests naman sa clinical setting, so, ito yung may mga conditions, illnesses. So, alam natin, for example, may client ka, tapos wala naman siyang physical symptoms, wala siyang tinatawag na symptomatic or asymptomatic na mga symptoms. If you can have the selection of tests, iba't ibang classification ng test, as ibibigay mo sa kanya, madidetermine mo through that test kung ano ba talaga yung condition na meron ka. So that's what we call diagnostic accuracy. So pag tinatawag natin population frequency naman, madidetermine mo kung dun sa test na yon, does it show a reliable data na pag pina-exam mo yun, automatic yun ba kagad yung sakit niya or yung illnesses niya. So makikita mo din yung frequency at yung tinatawag nating risks. So next, it also allows possible treatment plan. So pag nakita mo yung iba't ibang selection ng test, tapos nabigay mo yung kailangan niya or nabigay mo yung test na para malaman mo yung current condition niya. Therefore, kung marami kang test, tapos maraming test na naging foundation or reference mo, naging backup mo na ito talaga yung kanyang illness, pwede mo naman siyang mag-create ng treatment plans dun sa naging selection of tests mo. Okay, so next ay counseling and forensic setting. So counseling naman, it helps measure a personality construct to enable proper immediate intervention. So sa counseling naman, for example, hindi mo maintindihan bakit yung bata is bakit siya, let's say, sa school idea, for example, is yung bata ay lagi nagre-rebelde. So, in order to understand further kung ano yung mga inner thoughts niya, yung tinatawag nating mental processes niya, pwede kang mga iba't ibang selection of tests to determine ano ba talaga yung current ideas niya. For example, bigyan mo siya ng SACS sentence completion test in order to understand yung kanyang family background. So that's an idea for the counseling setting. So sa forensic naman, so enables legal decision-making from the clinical and scientific data gathered from psychological evaluation. In addition, it helps in sentencing consideration and criminal responsibility. Okay, sa forensic setting naman, from selection of test, dito mo natin matidetermine, okay, kung may psychopathology siya pa, kung meron ba siya talagang tinatawag natin criminal liability, siya ba ay criminally insane or legally insane o kaya ay meron ba siyang psychological incapacitation. So makikita natin from the selection of tests yung mga bagay na yun and to back up or gawin natin siyang valid reference to sentence legally yung condition ng isang tao. Okay, so here's an example from the tests na pag-uusapan in the further reports na pwede natin gamitin in the different setting. For example, sa education, may SAT, so School Aptitude Test. Sa employment naman, may MBTI. So I'm not sure kung hanggang ngayon is ginagamit pa yung MBTI. So Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. Tapos kung makikita nyo sa baba, may Culture Fair Intelligence Test Scale. Pwede siyang gamitin sa education and employment. Actually, yung ibang test, pwede siyang maging cross-setting. So pwede siyang gamitin, for example, education, sa forensic, sa clinical. So may mga specific na test na capable noon, pero not all. So sa clinical naman at forensic, may MMPI, may Bender Visual Motor Gestal Test. So sa counseling naman, may CAS, so College Adjustment Scale. Then, yung SAC Sentence Completion Test, pwede actually siya gamitin sa all across the different settings. So, meron mga test na very flexible, tas meron din naman test na not necessarily na ito lang yung kaya niya, pero the test itself is created for that purpose or for that setting alone. Okay. So, let's go to the important part, test selection. So, ulitin natin, the most important factor is the extent in which a test is utilized in answering the referral question. Ano ba ang kailangan mong malaman? Or, sa consultation, ano ba yung gusto mong masagot dun sa client mo or sa patient mo? So, okay. So, ito yung breakdown, yung number and age of respondents, current known and unknown condition, test users, training, experience, so personal preference and familiarity, may practical efficiency in terms of time economy, availability, relevance, culture, and the last one is computer-assisted instruments. Okay, isa-isayin natin yan. So, number and age of respondents. So, pag test selection, tatanong mo, ilan ba ang papag-testing ko? Or how many are the test users? Individual ba or group? So, pag individual lang, makikita mo, there are certain tests that needed to be administered in individual or sa isa lang. So, automatic, na-filter down na yung mga different tests na kailangan mo. Next, okay, kailangan ko, I need to test a multitude or a vast group. So, madami. So, group administration test, makikita mo na kagad, mabi-breakdown mo na, okay, these are the group administered tests. So, number of respondents. Next naman is age. Okay, individual tapos age naman. For example, bata, children, o kaya adolescents, pwede naman tinatawag nating adulthood or late adulthood or mga senile. So, the age group, madidetermine mo din kung ano yung dapat na test na kailangan mo in response dun sa referral question. So, next, current known or unknown condition. So, the selection of tests is highly dependent on the current available data expressed by the client or the professional whom he or she was referred by. Okay, for example, galing ka sa school, tas sabi ng bata is, na feel daw siya ng insomnia, hindi na daw siya makakain, wala daw siyang feel na pleasurable doon sa kanyang mga ginagawang hobby. For example, nagti-TikTok siya, tapos hindi na siya masaya mag-TikTok, hindi na siya masaya mag-ML. Then, sabi nung guidance counselor, okay, binigyan ng tests for the, for example, yung kanyang personality traits. So, medyo wrong yun, but in order to determine kung baka siya ay ganun lang talaga, then tinignan natin, binigyan sa kunwari ng Beck's depression test. So, nakita nila na meron siyang potentiality or tinatawag na risk for depression. So, pwede niyang i-refer sa psychologist para ma-strengthen yung claim na meron siyang parang possible for depression. So, yun yung tinatawag na current known or unknown condition. Another example, nakita mo yung isang client lumapit sa'yo, siya ay normal lang, yung kanyang physical appearance normal lang, pero nung connect mo, parang medyo slow siya. So, binigyan mo siya ng mga psychomotor test, binigyan mo siya ng memory skill, nakita mo na meron na pala siyang Alzheimer's disease. So, in the idea of test selection, so the current known and unknown condition, pwede mo magamit yung different tests to answer that question. Kung meron bang known or unknown condition. Next, test users training, experience, personal preferences, and familiarity. So, kahit gaano ka padami ng test, it all breaks down kung ano ba yung kaya mong gamitin or you are legally expert dun sa test na yun. For example, if you can remember, may pinag-usapan na 3 levels. May level A, level B, level C. So, yun yung different levels of administration of tests. So, for example, available sa company mo lahat ng projective tests. So, kahit maglaway ka dun sa projective test na yun, kung hindi ka legally expert or wala ka man lamang workshop dun and you are not titled or wala ka pang tinatawag na registration dun sa test na yun, hindi mo siya pwedeng gamitin. Which is, it breaks down or tinatawag, mas mabilis malaman kung ano ba yung mga test dapat na kailangan mo lang gamitin. Kasi kahit sabihin natin na nasa iyo lahat yung battery of tests, nasa iyo lahat yung pang-intelligence test, wala ka naman training or konti lang yung training mo doon, kung ano lang yung alam mo, yun lang pwede mo gamitin. So, it is a criteria or tinatawag nating filtering kung ano yung mga test na kaya mo lang or may alam ka lang na gamitin. So, the clinician is also free to choose which test or tools is best for the presented situation. Okay, so pag clinician naman, nasa preference mo. For example, sa subjective thoughts mo, magaling ako sa projective test. So, I have marami ng workshops, for example, sa Rorschach. So, ginamitan mo lahat ng mga clients mo ng Rorschach kasi feeling mo this would allow the an accurate or tinatawag nating malalaman mo yung hidden thoughts by the use of the Rorschach test. So, it's the preference of the clinician. So, yung isa naman, bias siya sa lahat ng tinatawag nating, for example, mahilig siya sa pag-aralan yung intelligence. So, nandun siya sa culture fair para may culture sensitivity. Kahit anong ang culture niya, it's applicable. Yung isa naman, naka-ribbon matrices. So, mahilig lang siya sa abstract images. So, it all depends on sino nag-administer, ano yung kakayanan mo, at ano yung workshops or legally expert ka dun sa mga test na yun. So, it matters in test selection. Then, the practical efficiency in terms of time and economy. So the expense of each test must be considered on the budget of the soon-to-be test user. Then time of each administration and scoring is all considered because efficiency and generation of results will matter on the scheduled sessions. Okay, for example, dun sa tinatawag nating budget, technically alam natin na medyo mahal na nga ang mga psychological tests or standardized psychological tests. The idea is, kaya ba ng budget ng company mo? For example, gusto mo yung very accurate, very fastest way na makuha yung tinatawag nating group administration. Pero, in order to acquire such psychological tests, alam nating mahal yon. So, we need to have the budget or pwede nating tingnan through our budget kung ano yung mga tests lang na kaya nating gamitin, i-administer, or i-acquire. Then, yung economy naman, or tinatawag time economy. So, hindi lang siya na focus dun kung magkano, nandun din siya sa kung gano'n ba ka siya tagal i-administer, siya by 1 hour, siya by 30 minutes, 15 minutes, or tinatawag nating sa interpretation naman ng results. So, for example, ang bilis lang ng administration, for example, is completion test, mabilis mo lang siyang na-administer, let's say, 30 minutes. Pero yung interpretation mo, inabot ka ng 2 hours and 30 minutes. So, it must be considered din dun sa haba ng administration and sa tinatawag na scoring or interpretation. Then, availability, relevance of tests, and culture sensitivity. Okay. In the world of psychological testing and assessment, dapat relevant siya. So, if the test must be relevant, ito yung ideas, dapat it will be always updated or revised. Kasi if we took the test for granted, for example, we used a test that was produced, let's say, 1974, yung ibang components nun is outdated na or hindi na siya applicable dun sa ating generation. For example, pinag-uusapan pa ng panahon na yun is, let's say, a Ford na sasakyan na dito, yung kauna-unahang carbureted na machine. So, pagdating sa ngayon, ang alam na natin is electronic cars. So, meron tayong tinatawag na gap. So, therefore, we need the test to be updated and revised. So, kung ikaw ay bibili ng test or you need to acquire a test, titignan mo yung date of construction. Then, is it still usable for the population? Makaka-relate pa ba yung mga tao dun sa paggamit ng tests? Okay. Like nung mga sinasabi, there's a test na ginagamit sa Philippines na about nagtatanong siya sa snowflakes, nagtatanong siya sa kung ilan yung cents. So, as a Filipino, hindi mo alam kung ano yung mga yun. Ano ba yung snowflakes? Yellow ba yun? Niebe ba yun? Hindi natin alam. So, it must be still usable, relevant, tapos revised pa. Which talks about, it also considered the culture, nationality, and language of the test taker. So, for example, English yung medium, which generally in the world, maraming nagamit ng English language. But meron din naman test na hindi gumagamit ng language, puro mga abstract images lang. For example, the Raven matrices. So, the idea is, nasa discretion ng test acquirer or yung gagamit test user kung gusto ba niya ng may mga words, may mga language, or gusto lang niya yung plain abstract or tinatawag nating non-verbal tests. So, depende rin dun sa mismong pipili. Then, we have the computer-assisted instruments. So, in our time today, so tayo modern and globalized world, napakadami ng mga technology and tinatawag computers. So, pwede din, kasama sa selection mo, ito ba ay, we can use the computer, the fast calculating artificial intelligence dun sa pag-administer ng test mo. So, the idea is, computer-assisted can reduce cost, improve efficiency, and collect more data in a short span of time. Kini-consider mo din kung merong computer-assisted instruments kasi if kaya mo naman siyang gamitan via computer, for example, nandito ka sa Lucena, tapos ang participant mo ay nasa Manila, by the use of internet, makakapag-test siya. So why not? So it can be considered as a criteria for the test selection. So, for example, dun na, nagpa-test ka na galing sa Manila, then automatic na nire-render na kagad yung interpretation. So mas madali, mas maganda. But the idea is hindi pa naman lahat ng tests ay nasa computer or tinatawag natin na digitalized na. So it is still pending or it's soon to be updated or marami pang room for improvement pag computer-assisted instruments. Pero kinoconsider din siyang criteria sa test selection. Then, ito lang yung parang breakdown ng tinatawag natin sa psychological assessment to testing. So, ating ginagamit, may clinical interview, observation, record review, tapos dito tayo sa standardized psychological test. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Merong cognitive test and non-cognitive. So, pag cognitive test, ito yung mga sinusukat na gusto mong sagutin sa referral question. Kailangan mo bang malaman is intelligence, yung kanyang language capability, memory, attention and vigilance, processing speed, executive functioning, or yung tinatawag na performance validity test. So kung hindi naman yun ang focus mo, you need the non-cognitive test. Ito naman, kailangan mo bang malaman, do the referral question ask about emotional, behavioral, or personality. So meron tayong symptoms validity test. So yan yung breakdown. Then, if you are willing to yung gusto nyo makita yung talagang tinatawag nating different tests available and yung kanilang mga sinusukat na psychological construct, meron ditong images for that. So, the cognitive functioning, general functioning, mental status exam, mini status. So, may intelligent, memory, visual constructive, content of thought processes, emotional, tapos depression, anxiety, sexual disturbance, marital, family. So, napakadami pang psychological construct na in order to have the test selection, napakadami mong pwedeng pagkaroon ng focus. So, for example, gusto mo i-depression lang or anxiety. So, ito yung mga test na kailangan mong gamitin. So, going on, meron tayong interpersonal, may general personality measure, academic school, adjustment, academic achievement, adaptive, vocational, alcohol abuse, diagnosis, prognosis, and risk. So, it will be available on the PowerPoint that will be sent to you. So, that's my report. So, that is test selection analysis. So, these are the references for your discretion. So, kung gusto nyo mahanap yung mga sources yung sinasabi ko. So, here are the references. So, thank you very much.